Guten Tag. Konnichiwa. Alright. Part 10. Part 10. We're going to start texturing in this part. But first, we just need... I think we can just connect this to that with... if we take that up a bit to there... No, a little bit down. And let's just bring the wheels down as well a little bit. What I'm going to do is this behind here, that all those silly little things, extrusions we made, it looks rubbish with the subdiv, so just delete that. That's more what I wanted, which means we just need to smooth. What happens if we put a bevel on that? Yeah, might as well. So we're just going to smooth off these areas. So if we go into X-ray, we want to put a loop cut right there. Have I got two things selected? Excuse me. I don't know what I did here. There's no extrusions. Alright, never mind. So just grab that, take these inside vertices, and we're just going to start to smooth this out manually because we're not using the sub div. Hooray! That'll do. Might as well bring this up a bit. No, let's put another loop cut there, and let's drag. Weird. Why is everything spazzing out like that? Oh well. Yep. Okay, that's better. And then let's have a look over here. So we'll want to, again, it doesn't really matter. No, let's take all the vertices for this one. Move that there. I mean, it doesn't have to be in any way perfect. We're not trying to make a perfect Wall-E. We're just trying to make an alright looking one that works. Okay. There we go. Oh, hang on the top. Doesn't matter. That's cool. Okay. So yeah, because I just wanted these bits a bit more visible in the back there. Alright, so they're nearly connected. I think what we'll do is we'll just put a cube at the back here. Scale it down, scale it on the X, GX, GZ. So if that's central, let's make that larger. Let's apply the scale and put a bevel on. Not that much. About that much. Okay. And then shift select this and copy the mirror. Don't delete the mirror, copy the mirror. Copy to selected. So now both legs should be attached nicely. Yeah. And just for underneath, where there is very little evidence what's going on underneath, we're just going to make it up. So let's start by bringing both the wheel and this wheel connect thing just a little bit more inward to there, I guess. And let's grab the cube, tab, let's put a loop cut there, one there, one there, and then we're just going to take these, middle faces, and no, not that one. Hang on, let's just bring this, double click that, and then let's just bring it closer so it's kind of even. And also, let's put another one there. And we'll just take these two faces, extrude them downwards, and then bucker it. Oh, the neighbours are back with their loud voices. Wonderful. It's alright, we can deal with it. Let's put a loop cut there. Let's put a loop cut there. They always pick the best time to come out and chat. Let's extrude that. That'll do. Yeah, okay. For now, I think modelling wise, we're pretty much done. I have no idea what's on the back. Maybe I'll do something. Well, let's just put a couple of the indents in like that, and then maybe one that goes across the middle, a little bit bigger, like that. Just a little bit of detail, isn't it? Oh, we didn't close this. Oh, bugger. Oh, Christ. Let me solo that. I think the easiest way to do this is not going to be to try and find a way to join them all. It's just going to be a case of just putting something. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So Control 1 to go at the back. I'm going to get out of edit mode, put in a plane, RX90, scale this down, and then we're just going to copy this shape. So let's just put that there, that there, that there, that there, and then we will put a subdiv on and then work out where we need to put points. So these obviously needs to go there. These need to go like there. Let's put loop cut in the middle. Don't hide it, that's not going to help. Drag that there. We need another loop cut there. Put that there. That can come down. That can come down. That can come over. And there we have the gap filled. We might as well solidify it a little bit. Take it in, and then let's just the 3 will do it. Let's just bring it forward into the thing so we've got a little bevel. And it's not so obvious. Okay. And put the subdiv back down to 1. Put that on 3. Unsolo. Bang. Okay, now we can start the fun of texturing. So make yourself another window here. Either if you click and do that, that's not working. You get this little cross. Is it changed in 3.2 or something? No. Well, what's that about then? Look, you know how to get an extra. This is annoying. You join areas. Thank you. Right, so just get yourself a shader editor, or just turn that one into your shader editor. Mine is already here, and now we get to start the fun of texturing. So actually, I do want a picture up here just so I can see a bit of a reference. So we look at, and I'm trying to talk over them talking. It's just a bit yellow, isn't it? So new. We might as well go into blast. Cancel. Let's start on the body. So if we head over to render mode, and I'm going to turn off my sky, incidentally from my infinite EV materials. Let's put, where's the sun? Have I not got a sun? Sun? No, I haven't got a sun. Must have deleted it. Shift A, light, sun, and then I'm going to bring it up. And if I go into top mode, first off, I'm going to need a bit of that, and then let's light him up a little. I might actually need some global illumination, otherwise, because we're using metal. So we're on this, are we? Yes. New material. Let's just get it that kind of orangey yellow. Why don't we just pick this yellow? So I'm going to eyedropper that. It's too bright. I mean, not enough saturation. That'll do. Although, and let's add some metallic. Okay. There are obvious differences, so I think the first thing we'll do, it's quite rough, isn't it? Actually, it's not that shiny. Let's add up the roughness a little. And we will add some stuff to this. So let's start with, let's go with the Musgrave. So yeah, they're all in my quick menu. I'm not going to do them all this way. I'm going to do them to my quick menu, but I'll tell you what I'm after. So in your textures, they're all in there. So I'm going to add a Musgrave. I'm also going to add a texture coordinate, which you can find in input, texture coordinates. And I'm also going to have, well, first of all, we should, let's just check. We'll see. Ignore me. Right, add a color ramp, which is in Shift Converter, color ramp. No. Q, color ramp. Okay, and then let's see, the object might work for this. We'll see. Object into the vector, that into that, and Shift A, shader, diffuse, and just drag that color into there. Ignore that. Copy this color ramp, delete one of the pips, and then we want that color instead of white. We don't need any input for that, and we just want to mix these two together. And what I normally do, because I'm going to want darker shades over the yellow, I'm going to want to multiply. So it's going to ignore the white and only pick the black or the darker colors. So we need a mix RGB, which is also in color, or mix RGB. Is that in color? The converter. Color, mix RGB, yes. And then put this in the bottom and this in the top. Change that to multiply, because this is going to multiply over that, hence the order. And then Control Shift click that with obviously Node Wrangler. First of all, let's get this kind of reddy orange. Instead of black, I would like a reddy orange. Let's just make that a bit brighter. Okay, and detail up to 16. Why it's changed? It used to be 16. Why is it only up to 15 now? Dimension, shift right click, drag that down because we want this bitty. I think it's going to need, I don't know, it's working, the object coordinates are working. Maybe a bit more bitty. I'll do it. We'll bring the scale down to and let's put a mapping node in, which is in vector mapping. And let's just increase the X scale. I just want to make it look a bit, wait. I'm not convinced actually that, no, it's going to need to be UV. So tab, select the lot, press U, cube projection. Okay. And then we need to go from the UV into the vector. That's better. And if we've multiplied that, let's just put that straight into here and then Control Shift click that. And let's just decrease that a little. This isn't for all of this. This is just, we might have to texture paint that. I don't know. I'm going to try and avoid that because I want this all procedural as much as I can make it. What's the overlay look like? Better. Okay, he's obviously not that messy. It's quite rusty, but you can see it's got this thing, although it looks fleshy coloured more than anything. But we do want the base yellow, so maybe this needs to be a bit more fleshy. Bring it down, whatever. And let's take the scale even further down. I'm going to shift left click because I just want bits. I don't want, you know, the whole thing the same. I think I might even lower the opacity of that. And what might be interesting is if the bump follows that. So to do that, we're going to duplicate that color ramp. We're going to make that black. And we're going to take the same info into here. You want a bump node, which I believe is in vector. Bump, yep. And plug that into that. But first, let's Control-Shift-Click this. We want this very definite. So let's bring up the whites and maybe up the blacks a bit. And that is now maybe a little bit less white. Okay, and then if we plug that into there, we might have to invert it into the normal. Control-Shift-Click that. And now the bump, I think, should be inverted. So just invert, funnily enough. Yeah, that's better. So now we've got this kind of scratchy chunkiness. That just gives me a bit of texture. We might even get away with a little bit less of this again. That color differentiation. Yeah. I think what we could do with is some edge wear. How do I do the edge wear again? Pointiness. Okay, I think Shift A. It's one of the inputs. Is it geometry? Yes. So the pointiness is what we're looking for. And I'm going to plug that straight into a color ramp. Right, and if we up the darks, let's bring up the whites. So you see what I'm doing here. It's kind of like ambient occlusion, I guess, but not like ambient occlusion. It's not actually exactly what I want. What would happen if I inverted that? Flip color ramp. I get much more what I was looking for. So yeah, just click that, flip color ramp. Now, so I'm just looking to kind of, you know, have a bit of darkness around the edges, but I don't think I want it that black. So if I take that and then a little bit less white, it's gonna darken the yellow, but we can counteract that. I do want that a bit darker, just a little bit darker. I'm just worried about these bits here, like I don't want them. I don't want them at all. That's too dark. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And then let's multiply that over this little setup. So let's duplicate that and drop it in that. Put that to multiply up to full. Drag that into the lower, and then let's Control-Shift-Click that. And now we can, the black actually kind of works, but if it wasn't black and it was that reddy colour, you see what I'm doing? I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it still looks cool. I'm wondering if that bump's a bit too strong. maybe the roughness. Let's look at that bump. We'll just drop that a little bit, I think, to 0.5. No, 0.2. No, 0.35. Yeah, that's better. That's not so bad, know that. Okay. I don't remember seeing a hole. Is that actually written on his belly? It is. I was about to say, why they write it backwards? It's a flipped picture, Nick. It's a flipped picture. But he's not there. Oh, wait, maybe. He's at the back. And it's the back, isn't it? Okay. Alright. Don't worry about it. We'll get to it. We'll add some more detail. Okay. So, what else can we do to dirty this up a bit? Let's put in a noise filter. Texture. You know where they are in your texture menu. Noise. We'll take the UVs. But not, we're going to take straight from UV because we don't want it stretched like it is there. So straight into the vector there. We're going to need another color ramp. And let's have a little look see here. Factor. Control Shift click. We're certainly going to want some detail. Probably a bit, is that too much roughness? Back there. No, we don't want distortion. Maybe we want a bit less scale. It's the black I don't like. Don't like the black. Let's duplicate that. This one we are again going to multiply, so that can go straight into there, and then that can go in there. The black actually that kind of works, doesn't it? Just a bit less, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Now, how long? How long has this been going on? Only people born in the 80s are likely going to remember that song. How long has this been going on? Okay. This whole section is silver, and I also think this line is too low. So if we nip into edit mode, put your X-ray on and just grab this whole line, just bring that up. It is UV mapped, which is why you can see it's stretching the texture as well. So once we've limited that somewhat, we want to select all of it, Q projection again, and it will reset it nicely. And let's put some ambient occlusion on actually, while we're fiddling about with colour. Let's move that out of the way. So it's in input, I believe, ambient occlusion. And let's take that colour ramp, duplicate, plot that in there. Right, let's have a look. Control Shift click. Let's bring it up. I mean, there's not many. This will be more useful with things like this that have got curves and connections, and it also takes into account things that also have it. So this will have an effect via ambient occlusion here too. I could do that being a bit darker. Well, if I bring that up, no, I definitely don't want to bring that up. Yeah, okay. So let's, same again, Shift D, it's already on multiply, plop it in there. Control Shift click brush. And let's just look at this a little more. Now, actually, turns out we can get away with a lot of black. Can we? I mean, that's black anyway. Let me just turn my sky on for a second. Or at least a bit of sky. No, let's go a lot of sky. It's because the sun's up there, Nick. You would never see that. Of course, of course. So yeah, we are going to do quite a lot of black for the ambient occlusion. Love it. I want my sky. You know what? I'm not going to lose the sky. I'm just going to go into my render settings, film, and click transparent. We'll be rendering transparent anyway. Okay. It's a little bit dark now, so I might just brighten him up at the base. Now he's less yellow. Oh, poop. Yeah, that's better. Marlo! Double check. 26, we might as well. So we probably, I mean, that looks like it's the same material, so we might as well select all of these, not the eyes yet, not the back. Need to mirror that and that, and then shift click this Q. Oh yeah, it's in my quick menu. Can you right click? Is it in the right click menu? No. Select. Add. Object. It's got to be here. Copy mesh. Where is that? Animation, quick effect, convert. I'm trying to find. You can copy the material or the object data, because in my quick menu it's Q link materials, but I have absolutely no recollection where that is, and rather than me waste time trying to find that, I will find it afterwards, and then I will write it in the video. Ha! There it is. Link transfer data. Link materials. As I say, that's in my quick menu. You might as well put it in yours, and we will have to make some edits here. So cancel that. Just do it on that one. So that one, shift click, and then what I just told you, it's in here for me. And the reason that's bad is because there's too much of something. So make that its new material. We'll call that metal 2, and we'll call that metal 1, because this one's going to be for the smaller objects, and that's usually because the edge stuff we put in from the pointiness here might be too, not the pointiness. Let's look at the ambient occlusion here and just bring that right back. Dial it down a bit, and let's move the white and then meet it with the black, so we do get some occlusion. No, it's because it's not been unwrapped. Cancel. Right, back to when I just put the material on. If you really need to unwrap this, U cylinder projection. No. UQ projection, even though it's a cylinder. Nope. U smart UV project. Okay. Well, let's just see if we take that down. We clearly need to take that down. I'm just trying to avoid putting in seams. Let me go back to cylinder projection and then let's change this to UV editor. It's actually, I think that's turned out all right. Yeah, it's all right. There's a seam at the back, no probs. Okay, and now let's take these. Oh, we need to do the same. AU cylinder. This one is a cube, or was a cube. So select those two, select that, link materials. Bam! Cool. Okay, that's like, it's got to be about 29, is it? That's 30. Okay, cool. Right, we're going to carry on in the next one. All right, wicked. You've been you. Farewell.